Yo, he just used his abs as hyper beam. Nah, bruh. I've been chiseling these things since the day I was born. Mr. Stain? Does he have the f***ing Green Goblin glider right now? Oh, hell nah, bruh. I look at my window and see that. I'm shutting the curtains pretending I saw nothing. If grape juice is the f***ing one, nah, what? The first time grape juice has been f***ing useful. With the first episode of the final season of My Hero Academia finally here, it's time we have an honest talk, okay? I'm all about those. So sit down, it's about to get serious. Throughout watching this show for many years, we've heard a lot of criticisms surrounding this series. It's mid, it's boring, it's average, the animation, this, that, and the third, but I think it's time we all have an honest, and let's have the universal opinion. This shit can peak. The animation in this episode, the whole season 7 was phenomenal, mind you, but All Might versus the douchebag. And just the Batman Iron Man combination. Hell, Grape Juice's ability was useful. If you watch something, like, if you've gotten to season 8 of something and you still think it's mid, you clearly don't value your own time, because why did you watch it this long? But seriously, the culmination of everything, this is like Endgame, bro. Like, they are firing on all cylinders, and My Hero has never been so back. You make sure you drop a like on this video, show your support, subscribe if you're new around here in Patreon, so we're catching my full live reactions to all this and more if you also want to help fund the channel and videos just like the one you're watching. So, the animation upgrade of Season 7 should have been studied. Like, My Hero has had seasons where the production was mid, and it wasn't, like, amazing, but it's never been abysmal. Like, we're never gonna say it's PowerPoint presentation. Now, some people have tried to say that, but we ignore those clowns. But the difference of the final season in Season 7 is a night and day difference. And there was multiple points watching Season 7 that it felt movie quality. This whole episode, episode 1 of Season 8, movie quality. All Might standing his ground using his Iron Man armor that looks like it has a Batman level cowl on his head, and seeing the numerous abilities of students and heroes we know of, and just refusing to go down, right? He's like, I'm going to piss this guy off, we're going to keep him here, we're going to force him to rewind as much as we can. Like, this is the last stand. Probably going to die doing this, but that's what being a hero is all about. And I think my favorite part of the episode was actually seeing they're watching on TV, the mom's like, it doesn't affect us, so who cares? And the kid clearly is like, yeah, but I care. Just had that American mentality in them. If it doesn't affect us, who gives a f***, am I right? But it was such a beautiful moment because it really encapsulates the adult mentality versus the child mentality of, yeah, but we want to help everyone and we want to see everyone succeed. It's just a beautiful scene overall. But the number of times All Might should have died. Like, there's a handful of times that that should have been game over, rip bozo. But he kept getting up, and every time he got up, it wasn't through the power of plot convenience or the power of friendship. It's like, no, he's just pushing past the human limit. There are stories where mothers will save their children and have feats of strength that shouldn't be possible, but they have to because otherwise their kid will die. And that's without Iron Man level armor. I completely believe All Might did what he did with the assistance of, like, Iron Man level armor. Like, let's keep it a buck. The scene, though, the combination of it being both luck, but also perfectly planned plans. The way the laser comes down, which reminds us of our girl, I think it was in Season 7 when she was fighting in the sky with the jets, basically pinning him down, but that wouldn't be enough. You then have to use sound waves, and then it's like all this combination, but the idea that if he would have went for his head, All Might would have been dead. But because he didn't, because he wanted to see his face, like, this egotisticalness of, like, thinking you're better than him, that luck is the only reason he was able to get to that moment. And when he uses Grape Juice's ability, I'm like, bruh, the little pervert's finally useful. And he's had, like, a handful of moments where his ability's been useful, but it's never really been overly useful, if you ask me. All Might shows how it's done. He didn't diddle no women in the middle of that, and he just pinned them down. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and now he's glowing like he's Super Saiyan. What does that mean? I don't know, but he does look younger again, so I guess, you know, we've done some damage, but shit ain't looking good for us. Let's be real. When I first started watching this show, many moons back, and you know, I read like the first 8 or 12 chapters of the manga before an anime even existed. I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then I started watching the anime when it came out, and then You know, every year, I've been watching and following this, and at no point did I ever think we would get to this type of endgame. And I think a show like My Hero Academia Vigilantes, 2, 3, 4 seasons, it's a smaller story, smaller cast, that's all it needs. But 8 seasons feels right. It doesn't feel like they milked it. Doesn't feel like it was dragged out. There's always been those complaints, oh my god, just end it already. They're dragging it, blah, blah, blah. If you're going to give me a cast of students, like an X-Men size cast, you're going to have to flesh it out. And while not everyone got perfectly fleshed out, the past 3 seasons of this show, like, yeah, they've done a really good job fleshing out the supporting cast. And I like the fact that, despite my enthusiasm for the All Might side of the episode, when you switch over to Aoyama, and his naval laser of death, and now his invisible girlfriend Beauty over here, they're perfect together, to be honest. They complement each other in more than one ways, but he's sitting here thinking he's giving a death flag. He's like, yeah, I ain't going back to school. Like, it kind of feels like he's gonna push himself to the breaking limit. Hopefully Invisible Girl's got some invisible bandages or something, because he's probably gonna need it. Even switching to that stuff, that's a character who I really had no positive impressions of before the betrayal. When the betrayal happened, still had negative impressions, but for different reasons. Like, I may hate your guts, but you're a really interesting character now. The entire full circle moment with him has been amazing, and I think he's a great addition to the story, and it really flexes that the show is more than just monkey brain fights. The monkey brain fights are fun as boy, but at the end of the day, the character writing is actually really good. Haters will continue to hate, they'll call it mid, they hate fun, but, you know, at the end of the day, I've been saying it ever since it began. It makes me feel like a kid on Saturday morning, waking up bright and early to watch my favorite superheroes kick ass and take names. It's just, there is legitimately good characterization here. I mean, the Todoroki family, you got the Aoyama stuff, you got All Might. Like, All Might didn't need to do anything, but the idea of taking that, like, #1 hero who could have just been the icon with very little characterization, his whole story of, like, having to accept the fact that he's no longer powerful, and he's essentially powerless, and he has to train the youngings to do their stuff, but he's getting that one last hurrah. Very well could die by the end of this. To be honest, I totally expect he will. But either way, it feels great to see where All Might's gone, and you feel like Deku watching TV cheering on All Might because you know he deserves to be rooted on. It's just fantastic. It's just such a great show, and I'm just really tired of people still trying to pretend that this is some mid superhero show with nothing going for just some flashy fights. It's like, nah, bruh. The All Might story, the Aoyama story, so good. And honestly, the intro shot of the episode, it makes it look like Deku got some massive decay on his arm there. So hopefully the ladies like him wrinkly is all I'm saying. Let me know your thoughts down below on the return of My Hero Academia, and how excited are you to see the final season. It's a bit bittersweet because it is the final season, but hey, at least we still got Vigilantes, am I right? Let me know your thoughts down below, drop a like, show your support, and yes, subscribe if you're new around here, and Patrons where you catch my full live reactions to all this and more. Like, hey, I also like to give video shoutouts to my patrons. So today we got Juicium, Marco-san, Kieran 12, and we also have Kieran Walker, so I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, y'all have a good one.